Hey friends, it's your boy, King of the Buns, and I'm just here real quick to show you how to uninstall your GShade and reinstall ReShade on top of it. Technically not how to uninstall your GShade, but how to do this all correctly to make sure that you don't lose your stuff. So real quickly, the first thing that you gotta do is, as per this guide, don't uninstall GShade yet. If you uninstall GShade, it will actually get rid of your shaders folder, which means you will lose all the shaders you've actually used under GShade. So first, what you're going to want to do before anything is you're going to want to find your GShade folder. GShade is typically installed in C, Program Files, GShade. You're going to want to go here and find this folder called GShade Shaders. You're going to copy this folder, and you're going to make a backup folder to paste it into. You see I have it here in my GShade backup folder. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to real quick go find your Final Fantasy XIV install folder, which is typically in whatever drive you chose to install it on, Program Files 86, Square Enix, Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, game. And in here, you're going to find, so I've renamed mine to ReShade presets, but it would say GShade presets, which you're going to copy into your backup folder, like this. There's also going to be a file in here called dxgi.dll. You may not see the DLL part, but it's dxgi. You may also have a file called d3d11.dll. If you have either of these files in the game folder, you are going to want to delete them. They are the files that cause GShade to launch. You want them gone. After this, and you already have made a backup for your presets, you're going to want to go into GShade, uninstall it, but then you're also going to want to go into your add remove programs on your computer and uninstall GShade through there. After this, you can go to the ReShade website and download ReShade. The website is static.reshade.me. When you get here, you can click the download button. And you're going to want to make sure to choose Download ReShade 5.6.0 with full add-on support. Make sure it's the one that says full add-on support. When you click this, it'll tell you that it's for single-player games only and may cause bans in multiplayer games. This doesn't affect Final Fantasy XIV, as it's exactly the same as GShade. It will ban you just as much as GShade will, which is nothing. You're going to hit OK, and you're going to download it. At which point, you're going to go to where you downloaded it, and you're going to launch it. It's going to again warn you, you may cause ban in multiplayer games. Again, don't worry, 14 we're fine. You're going to then want to, once you get to this menu, click Browse, and you're going to want to go to your Final Fantasy XIV install folder. You need to, very specifically, pick Final Fantasy XIV FFXIV_DX11. That is the DX11 launcher for 14. You need to be using DX11 for this, so you need to be using the DX11 launcher. So make sure you choose this file, and then you click Next. In here, it's going to ask you what you want to choose. It'll already be selecting DX11, so you're good there. Click Next. It's going to ask you a preset to install. You can skip that. Now, typically, you would choose what you want to install here. However, we're going to be using our old GShade stuff, so we're actually going to skip this and just click Finish. And what will happen is you'll notice in your Final Fantasy XIV folder, you now have that DXGI again. This is necessary for ReShade. You also have a ReShade configuration setup. So now that this is all here, you can actually go back to where you have your backup for GShade. And this file, it says GShade Shaders, and this file that says GShade preset. You can grab them both, and you can just copy them over to your Final Fantasy XIV game folder. Once they're done copying, you're going to rename them. So you see how I already have ReShade presets? We're going to rename GShade presets to ReShade presets. We're also going to do the same with GShade shaders. We're going to rename that to ReShade shaders. Now, you might wonder why we didn't actually install the shaders before. The reason is because if you do, when you copy these over, you will actually have two versions of every shader because you already have all those shaders in your GShade folder. And it's going to cause confusion with your presets, so we're actually just going to completely ignore that and do that this way. So you can see that now I have these two folders. Now for me, because I already have my ReShade presets, I'm actually going to, well, you know what, let's have fun. Let's delete my ReShade presets and show you guys exactly how to do this. So you're going to click on this, and you're just going to add re. You're going to get rid of the G. You're going to go to edit it and make it re. For those who don't know how to do this simple, it's just click and then click again. It'll go for an edit, but you can also right click. And on Windows 11, it's a little more annoying. You have to click show more options and then click rename. Windows 10, you can just click rename. But just rename those two, and now we can launch 14 and see our ReShade in action. So once you get into the game, you're going to see that you can hit home to open up your ReShade menu. On this menu, it's usually going to pop up and ask you to do the tutorial. You can choose to go through the tutorial if you haven't done it yet, or you can click skip. However, you are now going to need, because we didn't choose to install the effects before, you're going to need to do this manually. So we're actually going to go to settings, and you're going to see here, it says effect search paths. You're going to want to hit click plus, and you're going to go into ReShade shaders, and you're going to want to choose compute shaders, and then click select. And then you're going to want to do this again, ReShade shaders, and then click select. Then you're going to want to go down to texture search paths. You're going to click this, ReShade shaders, textures, and click select. And that's it. Now we can go home to our shaders, and I'm going to pick Chiron Cinematics. And I'm going to go with, oh, the lovely Ethereal. And now when I load that, boom, we get the gorgeous Ethereal. And you can click active to top to see everything, but you're going to have all that beautiful stuff, and there's only going to be one of each. If you had done it the other way, you'd have multiple, and you wouldn't get this gorgeous look to your setup. Now, you may also want to change your overlay key. I know I do. I like mine to be Shift F2. You might also want to change your effect toggle key. That just lets you turn your effects on and off. So like that. I like it to be Shift F3, and then you may also want to change your screenshot key, which I also like to be Shift F12. And then you might want to change your screenshot path. I'll do that for myself later. You may also want to add save current preset file. These are all things that you might have had set up with GShade that you forget about. They're there. Make sure to check your settings. And once that's all done, you can choose to log into the game or do whatever you want. You now have ReShade all set up with your GShade settings and your presets. That's it, my friends.